What is good, everybody? This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Con blog. It's a little late night, stormy in Texas, but we got to do what we got to do. Hello, I brought y'all, you know it, automation news, friend, foe, or assistant with Dr. Patrick Dix. All right, Patrick, introduce yourself. I got a couple doozy articles. They're gonna love it tonight.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Dix coming from South Carolina. I'm a
Where's Carolina?
artificial. I'm an artificial intelligence and automation expert. What you're seeing now in the news, I was talking to people about in 2018 when I was writing my research, and many people looked at me as dumbfounded. But artificial intelligence and automation are very, very serious, and it is going to impact the world. So we're here to help you and help you retrain, and you can reach out to me for consultations. And I am going through some things right now. I'm at my house. I have an office. I gotta, get
You got
everything fixed. But
dreads growing.
you, you need to stop.
I took my braids down, looking like curly top. We doing too much tonight.
You need to stop.
He gonna shake them dreads by the end of the year, y'all. Man, you can't even talk to him. He gonna be like, "What's his name? Michael Eric Dyson with the twisties." Ah, brother, how are you doing?
I might get Umar Johnson on y'all over here.
Not the Umar Johnson, the free locks. All right, so we're talking about automation, friend or foe. This is the first story. Well, let me do a positive, then do a negative. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with the positive, then I'm gonna do a negative. This is Octofy, y'all. Can you see it, Dr. Dix, on your screen? Wait,
I see it.
hold on. Okay, make sure it's sharing the right stuff. Okay, almost had the wrong. No, that's the bundle. Sorry, y'all. That's the wrong thing on the screen. Hold on, one more time. Let me try again. Let me go back. Okay, here it is. This is amazing. This shocked me. This is Octofy. And I'm saying it wrong, but it's a little octopus on there. It's AI that updates your resume, auto applies for jobs, schedules your interviews, and prepares you for hiring. Now, I'm not certain if I Am Cyrus created this, but it's dropping in 3 days, and I signed up because I want to be nosy. And how else do you get the word out about new technology other than what? Memes, right? So he's got a ton of memes here talking about how people say, oh, you're going to have to apply for 20 jobs a day. You're going to do all this stuff. You're going to be exhausted. And that's a big thing when people started, when they would lose their job, they'd be like, oh my God, I got to apply to all these jobs, right? I got to spend hours. Well, this is AI, and AI is going to apply for the jobs for you, and it will modify your application. Now, I'm gonna see if y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear this?
I get it. Oh my God. I get it.
Of course, memes is how we talk in this generation. So, long the story short, is it's just $600 to get started. Sign up at Octofy AI for the limited wait list before it drops because slots are running out. Right? Here we go. Find the best companies for users. Passively applies for 100 companies per week. Reaches out to recruiters on users' behalf without personalized messages. Auto schedules interviews and more. Auto creates and update resumes and cover letters to be the most accurate to each individual company. Octofy is a career and staffing AI that does all the work, takes for people to get a job beside interviewing. Now you saw the $600 down there. This ain't being marketed to your average Joe and Jane for them to get a job. Now again, you see the memes, you see all this stuff, right? It says when your friend's telling you to apply to 20 jobs to get a tech job. Again, y'all, I'm telling y'all some of the stuff you could just do for LinkedIn, and recruiters will get your foot through the door. But here is a way that this generation that loves to text and loves to do things the lazy way can actually do things the lazy way. This is one way AI is a positive. Dr. Dix, tell me some of your thoughts on this Octopi.
My thoughts on it are, it still goes down to the skill set. You're going to have a transferable or a usable skill set for it to apply for a job. And that type of technology is not applying for a simple task job. That is particularly a white collar job. You're talking about engineering, healthcare, nursing, robotics. So that is just my opinion on it. It's not applying for low level tier jobs for paying $600. Because there are recruiting services out here that you can actually pay about $1,000 and they'll help get you jobs to be a lawyer. I have a friend of mine that does it, and work with other unemployment agencies. So this is not for the lower tier people. This is for, as we would say, people that are advancing in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Blue collar too. You have like electricians, people that have a skill set to where it actually can change things. So if you're talking about getting a job as a cashier or something else, or a manufacturing facility, depending on what kind of job it is, this might not apply to you.
And so my biggest thing there is $600 times, let's just do some math. Let's just do some math. And this is why I think Cyrus created it, but I'm not certain. I can't prove that. I don't know. But that is where most tech people are creating software as a service or different things. So let's say 1,000 people sign up for this on the first run for $600. He would make $600,000. And there are plenty of high qualified tech folks who are always looking for different jobs or looking to do overwork, as they would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even here, IT recruiters shun against people using AI to help people write their resumes. They have software that checks to see if you use AI to write your resume. Mr. Gray, this is what I'm saying. A recruiter is always going to say, don't use that. Why? Because that's his job. That's how he makes money, telling you how to go back and tweak your resume. Go back and do this, or let me shoot your resume out to 100 different people. We gonna see. Because some of these companies are so thirsty for people, they just need people to apply, right? Because we have a lot of people just not working.
Yep. We do. And, these types of tools, this is a positive for it. But, many of the schools that I teach for, they send us emails out. We get emails, and they're trying to find a tool that can detect plagiarism, because what we're having now, the issue that we're having now, and you can read up on this, many students are using AI to write their essays to get into college. So it's coming down to the point to where, how are we going to judge what's really real out here, and if someone really wrote it?
Right. Someone said it's all fun and games until AI is your HR, aka Westworld 3. You know what I mean? Like, again, 100 jobs a week. I mean, the number one frustration of many people, Dr. Dix, what we heard, where people would apply for a job, they'd upload their resume, and then it would ask them to type all that stuff they just laid in front of the resume. Well, if AI can do that for you, people are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that instead. That's just simple.
Well, the thing about artificial intelligence and programming, since I've done it before, that's my background. There's a term called garbage in, garbage out. So I want people to realize, and I talk about this on interviews, artificial intelligence is only as good as the information it can retrieve and output. So if there's garbage on the internet, it's going to put garbage out. And I'm pretty sure if it's putting out 100 resumes a week, some of that same verbiage is going to be in the same resumes. And companies are going to start to say, well, we're getting the same resumes with a couple of words changed up on them. So there's going to be like a track record of this. And companies are eventually going to try to find a way to see if AI wrote it. Just as AI can create things, there are going to be tools that can actually decrypt, just as information has to be encrypted, it has to be decrypted. So they're going to come out with a software that can get around this. I don't want people to think artificial intelligence is going to do everything and you're going to be able to put your life on autopilot. You're going to still have to think out here in the world, and you're still going to have to do things. But artificial intelligence can help, but to a point, it can make things easier, but you're still going to have to know how to, do things and apply for jobs. So that would never go away.
Also, I would probably strongly recommend at this point to work with a recruiter, honestly, because they're going to have more incentive to get that check. You know what I'm saying? To get you in there so they can get that check.
Yep.
Right? Somebody said Google Classroom has a check for plagiarism feature also. Do they actually care who wrote the resume as long as the skills aren't fabricated? That could be true.
One of the things about skill, one of the things I even talk to students or people about a resume, I have been using the same resume format since 2008. My name, no, I do not. All I do, I have my name, I have my summary qualifications, like my government clearance, and all my jobs. And each new job, I just add it. What people don't realize is putting your picture, adding all that stuff. The attention span of people right now is so short, and most of the time, the most of the time, the people that are actually hiring for the job have HR assistants reading it, and most of them don't know what they're reading. So you always have to remember, make it very simple so your resume can go into the left pile and not the right pile, to be destroyed or burned or whatever they do with it.
Okay. And B said they have another type of AI that can tweak other AI written work to make it more human like. Just 100 a week, sub taught us nothing less than 30 a day. Man, that's for real dedication. I literally, when I went and got a bunch of my free certificates, Dr. Dix, like I went ham on, and some of the stuff I had before, just been sitting on it, in Oracle and HubSpot and all these different ones. Like I just highlighted that. I was like, hey, like most of these companies are looking for people who know how to use CRM already. Get with the program. Figure out if you're going to do HubSpot, figure out if you're going to do Salesforce, whichever one you need to be already on it. So this is funny. He said 30 a day. Here, thank you, John, for the $49 super chat. Learn to handwrite neatly, people. You will have to submit things handwritten from now on to defeat AI. Skynet will fall. Man, my handwriting, they'd be like, ma'am, please go try again. My mom said, oh, my daughter should be a doctor because that handwriting is terrible.
Yeah.
Most definitely Microsoft Word. Microsoft Outlook uses AI editor that provides suggestions for grammar. Yep. All right. Well, here's where AI is about to be bad. Let me show you and it's a combination of AI and human error, right? Where we leave the computer to do everything, or we, again, I'm gonna just let this play in the background. You go ahead and hear this. Hold on a second, Dr. Dix.
$160,000 stolen.
It's a lot of money. It took me 12 years to get that money, and that was my life savings. It's got a lot of cheese on it.
Deborah Moss has spent more than a decade running her small catering business. In 2021, she says she'd finally saved enough money to slow down and move to rural Guerneville, California.
I'm not a young person anymore. I really was relying on just kind of a comfortable life at my age.
But a few weeks after moving in, she says she got a text saying her bank, Chase, wanted to know if she'd approved a $35 debit card charge from another state.
So basically, it's one of those fraud texts.
That's right.
Did you approve this transaction?
Yeah, that's all it was. Just a minor irritant in my day. And of course, I said, no, I don't approve of it.
Then the phone rang, showing Chase Bank as the caller, she says. And on the other end,
hello, ma'am. This is Miss Barbara from Chase ATM. I'd like to know if it's okay if I give you a new card. And I said, yes.
A new debit card. But she says the woman told her before she could issue it, she'd need to verify Moss's identity by sending her a text message and having her read the numbers in the message back to her over the phone.
And I would just repeat those numbers to her. And she'd say, that's great. Thank you so much, Miss Moss.
Her new card was supposed to arrive in 1 to 2 days. But Moss says the next day, Ms. Barbara called, saying FedEx was having trouble locating her home, something Moss says wasn't surprising to her since she'd just moved. Over the next week, Ms. Barbara called several times, Moss says, each time saying there was a problem with delivery of the card, and each time asking Moss to verify her identity by reading back the numbers from those text messages. Moss finally decided to go to the nearest bank branch 30 minutes from her home. And it was here, she says, a supervisor told her.
He looks up at me and says, oh no, Deborah, this has been a very active card. As a matter of fact, all the money that you had in there is gone, and you actually owe Chase $895. That's how I was told that somebody had taken all my money.
Nearly $160,000 stolen.
It's a lot of money. It took me 12 years to get that money, and that was my life savings.
It turns out those text messages Moss received, they were real texts sent from Chase Bank, a security measure known as two-factor authentication, used to verify, among other things, wire transfers. But in this case, the scammers tricked Moss into giving them those numbers, allowing them to evade security and wire thousands of dollars from Moss's account to their own. 6 wire transfers in amounts as high as almost $48,000 in a single week.
I didn't even know what a wire transfer was. I've never done a wire transfer in my whole life.
Chase told Moss to file a police report, then a claim with the bank, which she did. But 5 weeks later, Chase denied her claim and blamed her, writing, "During our review, we found you did not take the appropriate steps to protect your account from theft or unauthorized use." Bank officials said they would not reimburse her account.
My world fell apart. My whole world fell apart.
In response to our questions, JP Morgan Chase told us in a statement, unfortunately, when scammers tricked Ms. Moss into sharing her personal confidential information, her account was compromised. But this former federal regulator says of the bank,
any way you look at it, they failed. They failed her.
David Weber teaches forensic accounting at Salisbury University in Maryland and is a certified fraud examiner.
Is that true? The bank could have required her to come in and sign the wire form in person. They left everything for her to be on risk. And now they're saying they bear no responsibility.
What's more, he says, those two-factor text message authentication systems aren't strong enough.
This is happening hundreds and thousands of times a day in the United States using the exact same methods here. The two-factor authentication is not strong enough to protect this customer.
JP Morgan Chase told us each year they invest hundreds of millions of dollars in authentication, risk models, technology, and associate client education to make it harder for scammers to trick customers. But Moss says,
You think of your bank as being someplace that you put your money so that it's safe, but it's not safe. It needs to change.
Some tips from Chase Bank about protecting yourself here. Do not give out your ATM PIN, your passcodes to anybody. And please don't click on suspicious links in emails or texts. You want to avoid that, guys.
How do you know if a link is suspicious? How do our viewers know? Because the scammers got into the account because of that initial click on a link. That's what led them in. How is that prevented?
I think you have to really look at these text messages very carefully. I've gotten them and they look really real. If you have any question at all whether this is actually coming from the bank, and even if you don't, frankly, what you can do is look at the back of your card. The number is on the back of your card, or go to the website and look for the number. Call that number, then ask, say, hey, I've got this text, but I'm not really sure if it's from you.
Dr. Dix. Dr. Dix, do you understand how much you have to not be paying attention? You have to literally, y'all think I'll be dramatic when I say I check my bank accounts every day. When I first started making money and stuff was just zoom, 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 I was like, wait a minute, hold up, put my glasses on, let me check this. And you know who told me? Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone said, I get up every day, check my damn accounts. First things first. Chase Bank is trying to use the AI factor. Like, we sent her these texts and somebody chat her. If the woman's never sent a wire transfer in her whole banking relationship with Chase, they didn't make her come in, especially for a $47,000 wire. That already sounds sketch. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. It's
for me, they gave me, oh, you want to send a $7,000 wire? Oh my God. I'm like, if y'all don't chill out, you want $20,000 in cash out your bank account? Oh my God, we need to call the police. We need to think about it. We need to, Miss Williams, come back in a day. We need to hold the money. Like, you got $160,000 sitting in your personal checking account, and you don't think at all for a whole week as this woman keeps calling you, let me log into my bank account and check it. Y'all, first things first, if you in my ladder up income class, we're gonna tell you, I don't ever recommend y'all leave money in just one account. It should be spread out across multiple accounts. Chase Bank don't care about no small relationship. She done moved to a small town. If she put $160,000 in one of them small town banks, you think they gonna let that money slide out of there like that?
No, not at all. You know, I keep about $1,000 in my checking account, and all my other money in like a savings account, and then I don't use my checking account for anything but to get deposits. I use my Amex card for everything.
Amex, there you go. Because they got to pay the credit card back. They gonna fight you for the money that they got to pay. They got to pay back. And I'm telling y'all, I only recommend people use a credit card. That's why when people push back, Ericka, why are you talking about credit repair and credit? I said, the way this is going, I wouldn't even use a debit card to travel or anything. Like,
Nope.
I would only use a credit card. And so I had one of my cards was a small limit card. I would put money on it for my bank. Then when I would travel, I would use just that one card. So if they stole, hey, you only stole from my $5,000 limit card, not my $20,000 and $50,000 limit card. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
like if you get that one, okay, and what? Like they're gonna pay you back.
I recommend if everybody. I mean, I know everybody's not able to get an Amex card, but it's to me, it's one of the best things to have. Especially online, never pay for anything with your debit card. Use a credit card for everything. I use my credit card for gas. I pay my bills with it, everything. Because certain credit cards going to stand behind you, and like Ericka said, they're going to pay. But a checking account, nah. I maybe keep $1,000 in my checking account. Maybe that, because once everything, majority of my stuff is paid on the Amex card, and all I do is send the money from the checking account to the Amex card. That's it. I can count in. I maybe use my checking card maybe 5 times in a year, 7 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, and here's the crazy part. The reason I'm talking about this and the reason we're bringing up AI is so many people are getting older. Parents be like, oh yeah, here's this phone number. That's my worst fear is my mom gonna come and be like, if somebody did this to my, I'll be like, no, mom, don't answer it, right? There is a sea of older people coming to America, right? Like as far as aging, like we just have a huge population that's gonna age, and it's gonna be a lot of this. And that's why when I'm talking about credit repair and I'm talking about blocking your credit, even in the funding bundle, we talk about opting out on all these different, because there's 18 different secondary reporting agencies and third-party reporting agencies that are reporting information about you that may not even be accurate. Diamond Dave did a whole show talking about how they had him linked to some guy who's some criminal bum, and he couldn't get the apartment or location he wanted when he moved to Atlanta because of it. So y'all gotta be paying attention. Like the system's not built to be like, oh, this wasn't your charge. Oh, here's your money back. No, it's not built like that.
Yeah, I check my credit every month, and my credit reports are frozen. I keep my credit froze. I recommend that to everybody. If you don't run your credit, but maybe once every year or every other year, because otherwise it's live. I mean, why not freeze your credit? And you can go to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax and do it online. Freeze your credit.
Yeah, I mean, in Chase, if you have over $50,000 in your account, personal account, you're a Chase private client, and she should have been getting phone calls, like getting a letter. Hey, ma'am, you need to come by the branch, right? If she had over 160,000 there, she, even on the business side, she would have been a Chase private client. 100 grand. That's it. So the thing of it is Chase failed her, and this is terrible. It's really weird to me, especially on the wire side, because they are really particular about the wires. Let me see what else y'all got in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. And with 100 and Chase, somebody at Chase should have said, "Ma'am, put this in a savings or a high yield savings account or a CD, and we'll give you a credit card with like a $30,000 or $40,000 limit, because we know you got it,
and you making it consistently so much that you don't even care. You're like, oh, I didn't move to a new town, and girl, bye. I got an alert in the middle of the night. Somebody was trying to buy stuff on Shein, some other girl's store. Yeah, immediately change that.
Yeah, everybody get you a nice, good credit card. Yeah.
And they can be secured cards. You don't even have to play the game if you want to be like that. Yeah. Are you able to pay your mortgage with a credit card? You actually are on some of those platforms. Depending on if it's a small mortgage broker, the bigger it is, the more it's going to be like, I need a direct deposit from it. Let me see. Yeah, Amex is not even. Yeah, none of these are obligated to pay your money back. None of it. Right? None of it.
Because I told y'all the story where when I was going to school up in Pittsburgh, I have an Amex card, a platinum card, and they cover rental. something about a truck or something was messed up. I've been an Amex member 10 years, and it's like the best thing ever. And I called them. I think it was like $20-something thousand or $15,000 worth of damage. They said, well, Mr. Dix, don't worry about it. I sent them the pictures, and that was the end of it. You know, I pulled that card out with confidence. I'm like, well, you can steal the number off the back. All they're gonna do is close out the account and send me another card.
That's what's gonna happen. And that's why I tell people don't rely on one bank account. She shouldn't have had 160 in one account anyway. Y'all act like I'm being a jerk, but I mean, she should have had maybe 20 in this one, 20 in another one, 20 in a, something. She should have been creating relationships with smaller banks. There's 190 people here. Hit the like button and drop a 1 if you're enjoying the content. Navy Federal Credit Union. Yeah, honey, they gonna, what you need a wire for? I got one bank, they charge you $50 to send a wire. I'm like, how you charging me $50? He said, we don't, basically to incentivize your ass not to send wires. That's basically what it's about. Like, they charging $50 to encourage you to not. That's what they doing. And they made it very clear. Like, we prefer you didn't.
Don't try us. But even traveling, I tell folks, you never use your debit card to travel for anything. I mean, online travel, but some people still do it. And, a lot of people are traveling out the country. They don't want to get the foreign transaction fees. So you got to find a card that minimizes that. And, keep I keep like $100 in my wallet because you never know what may happen with technology. But I don't recommend pulling your debit card out for anything. Gas or nothing. They have the skimmers. They have the touch, the tap, but don't just.
Y'all out here touching and tapping and scanning stuff with your phones. Good luck. Here's the next story. This is about automation on the docks. So California California stay Californian. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tired of y'all. They tired of y'all complaining. They tired of y'all wanting a union, all that stuff. So what has happened is a new report showed a significant loss of West Coast docks when they got the fully automatic terminal. Now, the union was supposed to be fighting this for those people, but guess what happened? Guess what happened? Now, this issue had been the heart of contract negotiation for decades. Since 2008, they agreed. The union that's supposed to be protecting you said, all right, we'll allow a little bit more technology. No problem. Then the union finally said, listen, automation gonna mean job losses, but you paying dues so that you don't lose jobs. People been paying dues. They were showing one young man who took a low paying job so he could get in the union there and was working all these hours. And he said it still might take him 3 years to get into the union. So now you paying the union and they not even fighting for you. Right?
Yeah,
so if you come out here,
you paying them big union fees and you still ain't getting no help.
Exactly. So they said on a conservative estimate, a nice estimate, 572 jobs annually at 2 ports in 2020 and 2021 were removed. So guess what? Before that, a yard planner has worked in a variety of roles. Somebody said they basically lost. She was a woman. Let's just go there. She lost her job. She was supercargo, yard planning, rail planning, vessel planning. She started working the dock since 1991. You think she figured out her retirement? Let's just do the math here. Let's do 2023 minus 1991. That's 32 years she been out there. Why is she still out there? Right? Doing hard labor work. That's hard labor. She's let me see. It don't show her age. But she got to be old. Even if she started 20.
She at least the speed limit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she said instead of 138 crane operators, which was a great job, and 69 signal people, which helped the crane operators, all them people are gone. Now it's in a remote office. There's only 14 crane operators, and of those 69 signal people, all of those jobs were eliminated. As for marine clerks, on a traditional yard, we would have had 25 to 30 clerks working in the yard. That's been knocked down to 4. Against the ship, we used to have a semi-truck drivers who would pull the bomb carts that containers set on. And now we have automatic ground trucks. That's right. No driver, automatic trucks moving cargo to safe, restricted areas. We had about 85 of them working, which means 85 drivers have been cut. So now we may have 2 drivers against the vessel. As far as floor runners, we would have been against the ship. We would have had 15 or more, depending on how much equipment was moving and needed to be respotted. It's reduced down to 2 people. So here's the crazy part. I don't know if you guys understand how docks and ports work. It used to be a place where if you were a bum, you were homeless, and you showed up at a dock, they could always use an extra hand. If you could sling trash or move fish or cut fish or throw ice bags or unload a thing with your shoulders, you had a job.
Yeah.
Docks and military towns were always places where you could show up like a bum, and they'd be like, "Oh, we got some work for you. You need something to do? We got some work for you." These were places that were historically you always found work. This is why in Boston, lobster was the poor man's meat, because the poor people be doing what? Pulling lobster out the daggone harbor and bringing it back home. The workers would be eating lobster. Everybody would be eating lobster. So much so, lobster was such a poor man meat that the prison, they had a law in the prisons in Virginia, you couldn't serve, was it Virginia or Boston? It was Boston. You couldn't serve them more than 3 times a week lobster. That's how bad lobster was. That they was just feeding it to prisoners. Like, gosh, what we gonna feed these prisoners? Get us some of them lobsters. So, you sit here talking about, she's even saying a potential 900 jobs a day were lost because of how many people coming in and out of shift. You had 300 to 350 people in a job per shift, Dr. Dix. You got 3 shifts a day. The port don't stop moving. That's why I'm telling you, when the ports in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, you were homeless or you moved to a new place and there was a port, you had a job. They always needed workers because nobody wanted to do that work. Some people didn't want to come home smelling like fish. Some people didn't want to come home sweating and throwing stuff all over the port. So if they're willing to sacrifice the port, the home of like heavy labor, what you think they're going to do in your town? Right?
Many of the towns are, they're going to automate much of the machinery. And I saw a comment, they said it's not efficient. I mean, automation, y'all, has been around since the 1950s and 60s. We just didn't know what it was. I mean, not automation, artificial intelligence, but automation has been around for since about 762 BC. So what's going to happen is once companies in R&D, research and development, perfect this, the game is over. That's why myself and the other people come on Ericka's stream to help you get different skill sets, because you cannot compete against a computer. I cannot compete against a computer. And we're trying to give you different skill sets on how to work with it, because it is going to eliminate jobs. Now, the question is, what kind of jobs are going to be left? The age, like Ericka was just mentioning, the days of not working with no training or education are slowly coming to an end. You are going to have some kind of certification or training or education to have a job in the foreseeable future. And I don't think people, Ericka, really understand that till it's too late. And, colleges, like I teach at Kennesaw State, they're having record enrollment to where they have to offer classes. I mean, additional classes. So education is booming in the tech world, but, the tech and the blue collar world. But I want everybody just to remember, please take heed to what we say. And when you see things, it's only a matter of time before this comes to your town. Because my small town and some of the small towns, Ericka, where you from, we don't have people with a vision or people that know anything about commerce. So they'll go out to the state and talk. And, most people will say, are they representative of the people there? Well, just move the manufacturing facility. Because in my town, they closed one and most of the people here only have a high school diploma. So making $14 an hour, y'all, is not going to cut it anymore. And, people would get together with somebody and say, well, we can make $30 an hour. 30 times 4 is $1,200. 1,200 times 4 is $4,800 a month. In some cities, y'all, have $4,800 doesn't pay for anything. Half of $4,800 is $2,400. Your rent could be $2,200. And that leaves you with $2,600 to take care of 4 people. I don't see how people do it. And Ericka probably is going to pull up the article I talked to her before we came on about Yahoo, but
I got 10 articles I still got to go through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Somebody said that she probably got caught up taking care of family. This is true. This happens when everybody know you got the auntie or cousin that got a real good job. I can go ask her for money. I can go do this, He said, damn, I hear some of those longshoremen pulling over 200,000. They were using to, sorry, I ain't got my glasses on. Cut down on paying out that big money. Well, here's the thing, Mailman Fresh. If you know you making 150 which was more what I heard in some of the articles, 150,000 a year in California, and you don't got skills. This is your skill, throwing your back out, running around driving cranes, hot outside, because you know California people barely like to be outside. They complain when they are. And so, you know what I mean? Like, common sense say, if nothing else, I'm gonna have a paid off house. Even if the house is $1 million out here, I must be throwing chunks of money at what? Paying off this house.
Yep.
Everybody has lifestyle creep. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to understand, like, even now, when people are complaining about, oh, these tech people, they're going to have to go back to the office. They making 150 plus. Who cares? Right? As long as they can figure out the math on how quickly can I invest this money, right? Like, I'm really telling y'all, the 2 to 5 year career window is a real thing when you can invest. And you can take a year off if you have a certain level of skill. Everybody don't got that certain level of skill. Let me see here.
Yeah, I've been looking at apartment buildings. I was looking at land in Alabama and Mississippi today. It's pretty cheap. Y'all, I look at land all over the United States. So when I do strike, I can strike potently. But I have been looking at apartment buildings in South Carolina, these mobile home parks, because these migrants got to go someplace. And looking at the city, I took Ericka's advice. I even looked at the cities to see how the commerce, the local areas, to see how I can help build things and bid on things. But y'all, there is so much money out here to be made. You just got to look and reaching out to people I know that can write grants and trying to get people. There is so much money to be made. I can tell y'all a lot of money is going to be made in the future by retraining, because many people's skill set is going to be obsolete and they're going to have to get a new skill set.
Oh, for sure. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say something that's not nice. You know, these schools that are so short on substitute teachers. Somebody was telling me how this one school had a substitute teacher for a whole year and a half. And I said, what? Like, that school just kept keeping those people employed. So you're gonna have less, let's just go there, somewhat educated, somewhat trained people teaching children, because the people who have a choice, I ain't gotta go in that bad school. I don't have to do that, right? Like, there'll always be substitute positions, right? Here is another one. Portugal plans to trial. They're gonna test it, y'all. That's the word. We're gonna trial basis. That if you are in Portugal right now and work at the 911 center, you need to go ahead and decide what's your next career. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Okay. So it says Portugal plans to trial answering emergency calls using AI chatbot based off ChatGPT, and it could be rolled out by 2025. Government officials will say. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if I am bleeding on the floor, I do not want to talk to an AI robot. What is your problem? I'm dying. Help, send ambulance. What's your location? 917 Texas. No, that's retarded. Because even in Texas, we don't have ambulances per city. Ambulances are done over regencies, and people get contracts to have ambulances work different regencies. So you'll be on the phone with 911 operator, and it ain't even from Austin. Now, Austin's different because it's the capital. But let's say I'm out an hour away from here. That town don't even have a 911. It goes to a massive database, and then they try to find the closest ambulance. That's why Texas is so known for helicopters. Oh, it's because y'all so spread out. No, it's because our ambulances sometimes might be an ambulance an hour away from you. Yep. Can't get to you. Okay. Somebody said AI will just locate the phone. By then I'm dead. I'm laying the I'm dying.
I can't understand what you're saying. Repeat.
Okay. How many black people, the first thing they say is speak to representative. Speak to representative. The phone be like, I don't care what you want to do. You gonna tell me what's at least one or two things you want. Okay. So again, y'all, if you are in Portugal right now and you work as an emergency phone operator, go ahead and look for the new job. Figure out what you're gonna do, because it's a wrap. Whenever they say they about to test something, they're gonna test you right on out the door. That's what they about to do. Talking about people be living together out of convenience. People already living in people doing all kind of weird roommates with strangers out of convenience. Okay.
Well, y'all know that video I created called Survivorships. I mean, the average person doesn't make a lot of money. I came to Houston this past weekend, y'all, and when I got
to Houston, call you a bum.
Well, how far? It was like 102 degrees.
Yeah,
I got there Friday, And I said, and I was right around Houston. I said, this here, I said, I looked at all the potential the city is building vertically, because everywhere you look, there are new apartment buildings being built. I was close down to NRG Stadium and downtown. And y'all, you know, I'm gonna come back I think sometime next month, but Houston has great potential. And when I was on the airplane, I was like, how are all these people traveling where nobody ain't working? And y'all, this is a side note to our community. Y'all gotta look better when y'all travel. Y'all got on flip-flops and sandals in the Atlanta airport. I mean, I just shake my head. I mean,
That's the cool thing. Hoodies and slides, man. What you talking about?
I have on my sweatpants and you know, my little jacket with my AirPods in. And I mean, the tickets are still high, but I was just wondering, where is everybody going? Everybody, you know, and I don't know if you know this, Ericka, but you travel a lot too. Everybody looks stressed when they traveling. I don't know if life beating their ass, but everybody look like they just look tired.
Listen, I'm not even trying to be funny, but y'all, I will not run in the airport. My significant other knows it. Like, if we gonna miss the flight, we gonna miss it. I ain't running. What for what? Is somebody dead? What we running for? We gotta catch the flight. I'm not running, and I ain't rushing. It ain't no use. Listen, if you gotta fly so much that you can't miss that one flight or your whole life off, baby, you don't even need to get on the plane. I mean, I'm telling you, that's all lady cut a fool, and sure enough, security had to come get her because she's like, I gotta get back to my job. I can't even. And so they're like, man, where's your plane go to? Baltimore. She got this badge on. I'm thinking she must be an executive. I get close to that badge. Ain't nobody admin person. I'm like, baby, they okay. If you miss tomorrow, they straight. You're not gonna be fired off tomorrow. Come on, girl, cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I just observed many things, you know, when I got to, because, you know, you could fly into Houston Hobby or George Bush in the Houston. And I fly to Hobby because it's a little, y'all, the last time I don't know what was going on in Houston, but I even told the people that came to pick me up, I said, man, when I came down to Carousel to get my luggage, there were 4 Houston officers with M4 carbines. I said, I came there a couple of months ago. So I don't know what was going on at the airport. They was posted up with their long rifles, M4s.
That's a regular day at the airport, baby. They like, let's do it. Come up in here acting stupid if you want to. Gonna light up the mall. Now here, somebody said, did you see? I'm sorry. Did you see the mailman get robbed? Now here's a key to the whole recession. They didn't rob the mailman for any of the mail he had. They took him for his keys because he has a master key that can open up apartment mailboxes. So when y'all sitting here getting this medication sent home to your house because you don't want to go pick it up from Walgreens, y'all getting y'all credit card sent to your house because you don't want to get it at the post office, y'all sending all your documents in the mail, people can see everything. Baby, these people out here like, well, damn, I'll just go rob a mailman. I'll go get a master key and open up all the mailboxes. Trust me, baby, people about to get real dumb, because especially here in Texas, they have all the mailboxes at one part of the neighborhood. They'll have like 200 boxes right here, 200 boxes over there. I like from North Carolina where my mailbox is in the front yard. You gonna come get it? You gonna come get pow pow? You want to get that mail? How bad you want it?
Do the guys know that's a federal offense to rob the mail carrier?
Like, you going to jail. So let me go ahead and play it while we in here, because Surrey couldn't recognize the man screaming for him to this house. Y'all trusting this technology? Good luck. Here you go.
911. He's standing 911. He's standing 911. I got it. He's standing 911. He's standing 911. He's standing 911.
This New Jersey mail carrier was attacked and robbed by 2 suspects while working route. Among the items stolen was a skeleton key that opens mailboxes inside apartment buildings.
Screaming, Siri, call 911. He had an iWatch on, I guess. He was yelling, Siri, 911. He yelled it 5 times. I guess it wasn't working.
Hey, Siri, 911. Hey, Siri, 911. Hey, Siri, 911. I got it. Hey, Siri, 911. Hey, Siri, 911. Hey, Siri, 911.
This New Jersey mail carrier was attacked and robbed by 2 suspects while working route. Among the items stolen.
Now you see, Dr. Diggs, they didn't even care. They didn't care about a shred of mail in his pocket. Let me tell you something. I'd have been kicking him in the nuts. He out here yelling for Siri now. I'm kicking, I'm dirty fighting. I'm an old person. I'm kicking nuts. I'm biting you. I'm doing all of it. And you can tell that young minorities. These aren't two young white men. Okay, let's just y'all can see it from the view. Go watch it on your own time. These are two brothers in Jordans and the joggers and the hoodies. And the best thing they did is cover their face because they coming. The law is coming for you. The law is coming to get you. Because if you think about it, even these apartment keys, people have businesses they run from home. All kind of stuff be coming in the mail, y'all. So, so y'all depending on technology. Siri didn't know to call 911. Somebody said Siri and Alexa can't do CPR.
Well, this is the thing. What it's like idiots in South Carolina used to steal the lottery tickets. And I don't know if anybody has watched The Cashier. Every shift they have a book and they are saying, hey, I'm telling where the last lottery ticket was sold on my shift. So it's all computerized. Even if you scratch a ticket for 500,000, it's useless. It's like when you get the checks. So what are you going to do with the checks? It's very rare people put cash in the mail unless you find a money order. And then the money order can be traced because it has a route number still on it. I don't know what criminals are really thinking these days. With technology, you rarely get away with things.
They not smart enough. Look, Diamond Dave just said in his other video, most people ain't smart enough for the level of crime they think they are. You see these kids can't even read. Listen, I shared a video and I did a whole reaction to it where Slim Thug was out here talking about anybody talking about they don't care about jail. He said they a crash test dummy. He said they're a crash test dummy, or they so stupid they can't think of another hustle or another way to win. If you sitting out here and you watching all these Hispanic people at all these construction sites making bread, you can't think of nothing you can do. You can't do floors. You can't pick up trash. You can't own a dumpster. Like the other day I drove by somebody and they had a dumpster out there and I was like, well, damn, how much is a dumpster? I might buy me a dumpster and start a little dumpster bit. Like I be having ideals, y'all. I'll be like, you know what? I ought to. Let me call Nick Taylor. He might know. He might have a dumpster somewhere he can get off an auction down there in South Texas where he at. Go find me a dumpster, Nick Taylor, if you still in here listening. But like literally, your brain, if it ain't working on new ideals, and the best idea your brain came up with was like, let me go rob somebody, baby. Go ahead and punch yourself in the face. Just go ahead and punch yourself in the face because you're going to jail. And that's for test crash dummies. Okay. Yes, there's a lot of injustice going on out here, but at the end of the day, most of the people you meet, they in jail because they need to be there. Not all of them, but you know, when they showed this stat, people were like, oh, they locking black men up. Less than half of the cases were drugs. It was like 33% were drugs. The rest were rapes and murders. I was like, oh no, that brother need to be there. Put him in there. He raping and murdering. Nah, he need to be there. Like if that's the math, keep them in there. You know, the drug brothers, you can let them out.
Well, you know, a lot of people I've been to a jail. I've never been to jail, but y'all know I'm on the parole board. So I went into a wet cell. It has the sink in the toilet. And that was my first time. I don't know if anybody's ever had to
throw up.
Yeah, just to walk in and smell the smell. Because we actually went in there when the juveniles were in there. I tell folks, it is eye-opening. I mean, they were around us, but I walked in the wet cell and I said, this looked just like Lockup Raw, you know, in my head, you know, and I'm like, oh shit, this the real thing, right?
Lockup Raw.
Lockup Raw on NBC. I'm like, wow. And y'all know what that is. That came on there in the late 2000s. Listen, and they would be playing.
You think it would scare these kids? It don't.
It scared me. I've never been to jail. You know, most I ever got was a ticket, but I was scared. I was not scared. I wasn't scared for that, but I'm like, wow, who would want to be in here? A stainless steel, a stainless steel toilet and a sink, and you and two dudes in here. The air wasn't even really circulating in the building.
It ain't. You just stank in there.
Yeah, so I don't know why anybody would want to go to jail. Like Slim Thug say, you know, I think dummies. Yeah, they used to have the show Scared Straight. That was enough for me watching it back about 12 or 13 years. I'm like, nah, I know I ain't cut out for that life. And you got, the bad thing is, Ericka, you got inmates telling you don't want to be here. And if I could switch places with you, I will. But I don't know. I guess it's a rite of passage to go to the community jail. I mean, to the county jail, the prison. And
have you seen the black guy talking about he was a slave? And he was talking about he got arrested in Texas. And they were like, you going to pick this cotton? He's like, I'm not going to pick no cotton. So they handcuffed, chained him to a hot ass horse trailer just
Mhm.
sweating. Everybody who didn't want to pick cotton, that's where they change you up for the whole day. And he said it wasn't the white prison guards that was beating you up. It was the other black people because you was causing problems. He said by the 5th, 6th day, he was the best cotton picking slave he ever seen in his life. And I said, y'all do understand when you get these charges, you have lost a lot of your rights.
Yeah, read the 13th Amendment.
Go watch the Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
Like get a new
Yeah.
hustle, please.
Yeah. You pull up the 13th Amendment. I'm trying to remember. It says something about you can be everybody just look at the 13th Amendment and that'll tell you everything you need to know. When people say they can't work me like a slave, read the 13th Amendment.
Yes, you can.
Your rights are gone.
Your rights are gone. You are.
I'm not a lawyer, but go read the 13th Amendment and that will answer all of your questions.
So this is an important thing. Harold Franklin said, automation is slowly making its way to the East Coast. Seeing companies push so hard for automation is why I'm looking to pivot off of longshore industry. Well, I'll put it to you like this. The East Coast, what we have different from the West Coast is California has been so liberal and so out of control, and the policies are on crack that those companies are like, what can we do to cut cost? Like just the outrageousness of like some of the lawsuits I've seen out of California, some of the stuff against businesses is very anti-business. Even though California makes a lot of money from business owners, it's anti-business. Like everything about it's like, well, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that. Well, you need to be able to have these men be off work for 6 months and you pay for it. Man, you be damned. You know what I'm saying? So now they've worked themselves into a hole where they have all these illegal immigrants all over the state of California working these jobs. Y'all,
Yeah,
the difference is East Coast is you're going to have a hard push. Let's go there from the Italians, from the Cubans, and the Cubans are not going to let y'all automate that it's too many drugs going down there in Miami. Okay, they ain't letting you automate nothing. In Boston, them Irishmen are not letting you automate a damn thing. In New York, the Chinese people and the other Asian groups are not letting you automate. Like, y'all, if they got to push the robots into the sea, the East Coast is different. Like, we got the California is a hot mess of a melting pot. Let's just call it what it is. I know y'all hate to talk about California, but it's the truth. East Coast, Cubans run Florida. South Florida, the ports, right? No, you're not coming and pushing them out. The Italians and the Irish folk run up the upper East Coast, and then the poor white people in these little you ever see Wicked Tuna?
Yeah, I watch it.
Okay, right? Like they be holding them little, like I wanted to visit some of these towns, and this guy that was white from the north was like, Ericka, don't go there. I said, what? He's like, listen, don't go there. It's like redneck South, but at a small fishing town. So you think they're gonna let y'all push them out? Like, and when other white people are like, yeah, don't go over there, man. Like, just go further north, go to Hamptons, go over here, go, stuff that was more mainstream. I was like, dang, I didn't know it was like that. He said, yeah. So,
well,
they're not gonna let that come in like that. That eats on the East Coast.
I forgot the amount of people that are leaving California every month, but the population is continuing to drop every month in California. So California, if you want to go do something, with everybody's coming over here. And I saw a report last week, I think North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, I think maybe parts of Tennessee are the states people are moving to, primarily the South. Definitely people are fleeing New York coming down here because a lot of Northerners are moving down here to South Carolina, which causes the price of everything else to go up too, y'all. So, but yeah, California, I sure wouldn't want to visit there. But
it has some beautiful spots. I'm not gonna front. San Diego is what you see in the movies. But overall, I'll be like, ooh, smells like piss in Oakland and San Fran.
Well, the worst thing is when you get up and you in LA and you look at the cloud, you're like, damn, is that smog? That's what I'm breathing. They talk about air purity over there. I'm like,
we eat fresh food and all this stuff. Man, y'all don't hush with all them homeless every 2 minutes. Y'all better hush.
I thought about taking a trip. I think it's to Portland over there. I'm tired of seeing it on the news. I want to go see for myself, the homeless and, you see it on the news, because I know over there in Venice Beach, they're trying to kick them off of the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you make it a safe haven,
they did one time. They came in and took all the dump trucks, but I think they came back. I think they're already back. I'm not even joking. It was on news. Like they were taking dump trucks and was like, they tired of it. They just like, look, get on somewhere.
Think about like when people talk about Walmart removing all of the when Walmart left out of Oregon, Portland, Oregon, when you make it a safe haven to be a junkie, what do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you make it when you decriminalize like hard drugs. We ain't talking about marijuana. They decriminalize like heroin, crack. I'm like, what do you expect people to do? I mean, you could be a junkie walking on the street. And now I don't know if you know this, Ericka, but the main drug now that's coming over here is called the horse tranquilizer. It came from Puerto Rico, and you could get it from like veterinarians, but that's the new drug people are shooting up on. It's called horse tranquilizer. People in the comments, if you watch Drugs Inc. or you watch anything, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they do that if they want to. Listen, they had to make a whole new category for people doing drugs. They're like deaths by despair. They just so despaired. And this is not funny. Let me be serious for a second. Sorry, let me keep my face. The category is called death by despair. It's where they have an increasing number of 40-something, 30-something-year-old white people who are dying from drug overdoses and death surrounding drugs. It's very unfortunate. And I don't want y'all to think I'm laughing about death. That is not what we do at the Classy Climb. Okay. Christian said, even if Surrey called 911, by the time police get there, you robbed and possibly beat up. Facts. It's a $50,000 reward for the robbery. Honey, they better hope a black person is hungry this month. They better hope. Hey, I know that's my cousin, but 50,000, I'll go ahead and tell it.
Now is that for information or conviction too?
I know, right? That's the part. Did you see how much I did a show on talking about how much they pay snitches? Like there are people out here making 30, 40, 50 a year off just snitching. They ain't even got to go to work. That's why you see so many black people in the hood. I'm just out here looking around. Hope you dummies do something dumb in front of me so I can give me another check.
And you know they gonna do it.
Look, Tommy from Martin was a snitch. That's what I'm thinking. Not a drug dealer, a snitch. Okay. It says casino slot vouchers have your info attached when you register the slot car. For sure. Dana Dane said they're gonna make more than that. UPS mailbox is $75 for 3 months. Facts. It's cheaper actually where I'm at though. It's for like 6 months. It's that price. True, but social engineering text can get you 160,000. It's unfortunate. You got low budget criminals out here. Ericka, true hustler. I mean, I'm always just about solving problems. I was like, you know what these people need? A dumpster. like how much is that? How much can I sell this for?
Y'all, you want to know? Speaking of that, I was thinking today, I'm like, hold up. I went on uline.com and I think this micro level, like Ericka and I think the same. I'm like, what's every suburb and every town gonna need? Those 34 96-gallon trash cans. How about I go buy 1,500 of them? I said, if I buy 1,000 of them for $80 a piece, that's $80,000. I did the math. Y'all quote, I said, so if I pay $80, that's 80,000. Then I could go rent them out to a city and say, I need y'all to pay me $12 a month to hold these trash cans. You know, I'll lease them to you. And I was like, you know, it's just people don't think it's problems like that because they have to have some way to put the trash in. And then I even looked at a trash truck today. I said, a trash truck is only about $30,000, $40,000. And I'm like, how much is the one with the robotic arm? I'm like, hell, I could go train and get my CDL and just go through a neighborhood and get a contract and pay the city permits to go dump it, because people need people that have solutions. You know, I think like that too. Even gas stations. I'm like, what kind of land I need to buy because they want to put all these charger stations up. Because now y'all know in 2024, Tesla, GM, and Ford, it's going to be universal to where I didn't know if you had a Ford, you had to find a Ford charger. But see, Elon Musk is real genius.
You think
now now they're making it to where you put like the converter on it and you can charge any car at a Tesla station. I said, Elon Musk, I said, I don't know, even though people can call him what they want to, I said, he's ahead of the game. Like, oh yeah, we're going to get money for you. Because every time you charge one of those cars at a station, it's going to be $5. You know, he's going to get the money.
Oh, for sure. The real estate trapper who changed, I think, his channel to All Things Real. Even he got on that. He been putting a bunch of charging stations up. I had a conversation with him off internet about charging stations. Yeah, it's some value out here. And a lot of this stuff you can get into these smaller businesses, again, template businesses that y'all complain about for like under 20K. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Someone, Dr. Dix, John Dix said, Dr. Dix got scared straight.
Yeah, I mean, from walking in, I recommend. I mean, I don't know how many people ever have that ability to do what I was doing, but you know, it's sleeping on that little plastic thing. Y'all, the mattress was about this thick. You know, it wasn't even that thick. About
The
that
back
thick.
is toe up. Your back is done.
Yeah, see, purple, whatever the good mattresses, mattresses. Y'all can hear my country in me. You're gonna need a chiropractor and everything,
All
but
kind of stuff. Listen, y'all gotta stop. Y'all acting up in the comments. Talking about smelling doo-doo all day would scare me straight. Smell like butt and toe jams in themselves.
somebody he will own a
I
Ford in a
I
minute.
can't read all this stuff. It's inappropriate. Boston will
Oh,
become the next Cali soon enough, slowly but surely. Y'all are terrible. All right, just saw news. Local have given up calling the police on homeless. Yeah, California homeless is bad. I love Ericka. I
it
love Erica's
is.
travel commentary. Either it's beautiful or it smells like pee. Yes, that's the truth.
You got to
Let
be
me see.
honest.
Ketamine, zombie drug. Yeah, what you talked about is called the zombie
Yeah,
drug.
yeah, and the other thing, crocodile. That's a whole nother ball field. But you got to think about what am I gonna call the homeless people? Like, please call the cops. They give us something to eat. You know, the homeless people like, yeah, we want to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Please take us. Please.
Somebody said, Erica, you need to definitely do a meetup in November. We need a seminar on buying up a Mississippi town the size of Red Springs and turn it into a tech hub. Man, you know, listen, the best thing you can do is find a bumping town like Austin and drive an hour out. Because then that's easier to go, you're an hour from Austin. You're an hour from Dallas. You're an hour from Houston. You're an hour from, that's how people market stuff. So you gotta figure it out. Let me see. Where's the thing? Oh, he said that drug is resistant to Narcan. It's a killer. Well, y'all want to do that? Sorry about you, man. They about to just. The county supervisors removed the sheriff that cleaned up Venice Beach. Man, and that's definitely a political move. That's not a move people that vote with their tax dollars are doing for sure.
Hey, y'all, there goes an investment. Invest in Narcan. I forgot the scientific name of it, but invest into the drug company that makes Narcan. Because it's so bad now, I think they're even putting it in schools. To have the emergency Narcan. I mean, emergency people have it on them, but they're now putting it in schools because it's so prevalent now. People are having accidental contact with it. I mean, you just never know what you're touching these days with the fentanyl and everything else going on. But yeah, those are investments. I talked about the robotic pizzas. Y'all, there's money to be made. If you sit down and think about it, there's money just to be made. I mean, we were talking about trash cans and dumpsters. Yeah. I mean, just simple things.
They said there was a guy telling on running diesel trucks in New York. He made $175,000 for reporting. Yeah. He said, Dr. Dix, you didn't account for the recycling cans. Y'all hit the like button. If you guys are enjoying the commentary, drop a 1 in the comments. We've been cutting up for an hour. Let me wrap some of this up. I formerly supervised Alabama prison system. I am hip to their deplorable living conditions. Ooh, Lord. It's terrible. It's terrible. Let me get y'all. We got other articles. Let me try to get focus here. This is one I found important. We have a lot of people who overemphasize, especially for our Black community, media and working in Hollywood. And I think the pandemic's the best thing ever happened because everybody was like, oh, what's Hollywood when we can't go to movies? We can't go to open premieres. Rich people ain't hanging out. Oh, I'm gone. That's why you see little places like Nashville popping up, Miami getting crazy. Girls just gonna go to Miami because, hey, it's competition either way, right? Like California got a ton of beautiful women, Miami got a ton of beautiful women, right? Like you're gonna go be where it's competition. Tyler Perry don't do no but hire talent, very beautiful, not talented people. That's all he hires is you gotta be a beautiful Black person who can barely act, and you can get in Tyler Perry's TV show.
Now, isn't it true he just bought BET and VH1?
And they were dying. He bought a dying company. Same thing like Ty Lopez, except he might actually do something with it. So media layoffs hit record highs as 39 companies from Warner Brothers, Discovery to Vice have cut thousands of jobs. I'm not against the arts. I love the arts. I love all the things around it. But I had so many friends who left East Carolina, and Sandra Bullock actually came from my college, who left East Carolina or finished their degree and were like, I'm going to Hollywood. And I'll be like, man, what are you doing? I had one friend, they were executive producer on like 100 films, but yet they were living in a house with 5 other people. I was like, what? And eventually she got married and moved and was like, yeah, I'm over that. I'm done. I'm like, even though she had this amazing record, she was like, I'm just done. Like, they're not willing to pay you anything. And these movies make billions of dollars. For who? For who? Not the staff. Prime example, they're pulling everybody they can off YouTube for Food Network, HGTV, travel channels. We have, what's that lady called? Oh, I forgot it. Dang it, I forgot her name. But there's a couple people they've pulled off. Like before, I mean, let's just go there for a second. 50 Cent was getting ready to make a house flipping show towards minorities with the old boy Caesar that just got called out for scamming. And then you saw what happened. They reached out and touched some people, Dr. Dixon, and they got quiet on him because they didn't want that drama. Them Latinos was about to put hands on people talking about him on the internet. Okay,
you're talking about Caesar, the guy with the dogs?
No, not Caesar, the guy with the dogs. I'm talking about Caesar from New Jersey. He was flipping homes in New Jersey. 50 Cent was gonna have him in the show, so a whole show for him. So again, it says, it talks about tech companies, but really, a lot of these jobs are just admin assistant jobs, right? Media and layoffs for, oh, it's the tech companies laid off. Nah, a lot of these jobs, if you read the comments, they were like journalism jobs, admin jobs, staff, and other positions, just random stuff. Wall Street Journal, Amazon cut 100 people from his Amazon studios, right? Just a lot of stuff when you read this stuff, and then they have the writer's strike. I don't know what these writers think they about to get paid. They not.
Well,
they gonna get new people. They'll just keep finding new people to pull in these spots.
No. The big thing about that, we know a little insight to that. They are worried about AI eliminating those writers. Yeah, so a lot of those writers, y'all, may not come back. And even we were talking about this weekend when I was out there in Houston about the movie theaters. AMC, it might be over for them because since people, I know some people still like that movie theater experience, but think about it. I mean, streaming is the new movies. So, a movie ticket is about what, $19 now? Then you gotta get popcorn.
It's 12. It's 12 here, but good. Like, here's the difference, Dr. Dix, on that movie theater experience. What goes up in depression and recession times? Vices. Vices, movies, entertainment, sports. Like, people will spend their last dollar, go into debt for that. Like right now, AMC in Texas bought back $5 Tuesday. Man, I ain't heard a $5 movie since forever. And they done brought back $5 Tuesday. And when I drove by, that parking lot was bussing. I'm talking about spilling over at the bus. You know what I mean? Like bussing. Because one time I remember I was here in Austin and I said, well, do you guys have $5 Tuesdays? The lady looked at me like I was country trash. Like, what the hell's wrong with your ass? Now the movie theaters got $5 Tuesday popped up. I'm
wow.
Like, Look how times have changed.
Well, they lost a lot of money in the last 2 years, and then because AMC got to pay those big, they got to pay for all the rights to show the movie. So, I don't know if it'll ever be like it was before, but they got $5 Tuesdays, there, but they're gonna have to come up with some clever marketing scheme. Okay.
He said Tyler Perry has not bought it because they changed the price on him last minute. And they're asking for $1 billion more. I mean, it's because it's him. I mean, I don't want to be like, it's because of a black man trying to buy BT. But it is because BT just paid him multi-millions of dollars to create 5 shows because BT knew it needed to update its programming. So they had already bought 5 shows and they needed 90 episodes from him in a year to fill up all these shows, to fill up all this new time slots. So, I wouldn't be surprised BET tries to last minute ask for some more money. But what's one of the biggest things they complain about Tyler Perry, Dr. Dix?
My brain been working hard today about his the way he depict black men or something.
Lack of writers.
Oh, so he writes majority of his stuff.
That's why they were complaining about the characters being, you know, asymmetrical, one-sided, like, or what do you call it? Two-dimensional, not really fully fleshed out. He don't care. He was getting them checks.
Somebody paid me to write some movie stuff. I surely will. I'm pretty sure if they ask, he can get the money. I mean,
yeah,
he'll find a way to come up with it.
Somebody said Regal Unlimited is $18 a month. Yeah, they struggling. They about to go under. If I pay $18, I can come all month long. I'm gonna be in a movie theater every day. Like, yep, I'm back, y'all. Give me my little popcorn.
Especially over there, you know, with this hot ass heat going on. I'm sitting in there all day.
All day. How many shows can I see? Okay, thank you. Here's $18. Let me see. Yep, it's when times are hard. People want to just zone out, and that's what I know is happening, Dr. Dix. I can see it right now. It's summertime. I start talking to Black people who are like, I'm starting a business this year. I talk back to them. Oh man, you know, summertime. It's like they brain shut off, Dr. Dix. It's like people know crunch time and liquidity is tight. Yet they are really they just going upstream like fish, dead fish. Like, oh yeah, man. Dr. Dix, how many people have we been telling to go get their education? And now they like, oh, I lost my job. I better sign up for college.
I've been coming on your show since February 2021, and I was preaching that then, and even all the other people you have come on, we all preach either blue collar or white collar. And if the pandemic didn't teach you anything, it taught everyone you need to have a different skill set. But people just don't see what's going to come. People do not see what's coming. And the planes are full. Everywhere is full. I mean, I just don't know where people are getting money. A basic ticket, y'all, is about $700. And y'all talk about first class. Hell, it's only $300 more. You might as well pay the extra $300 if you ask me. But a regular ticket is $700. And I know you've noticed this too, Ericka. Every time there's a political season going on, they creep the gas up. The gas is $3, and everybody just comfortable. Like I say, y'all haven't been noticing how high gas is? Somebody's like, I didn't notice how high gas was. I'm like, shit, I'll pay attention to the gas. I said, because in less than 16 months, if I'm doing the math correctly, y'all, we have November 2024 is right around the corner.
I mean, Dr. Dix, I think we have less than 201 days. How many? Let me see, double check. How many days?
I'm just saving that time for my TV because, you know, every political ad, you ain't gonna be able to watch TV.
But that's why I'm saying, like, there's only 195 days left in this year. I want y'all to understand. These people, the TV is can't wait for political ads. The radio can't wait. They're like, oh, thank God. Thank God the money's coming back. So can you see on my screen, Dr. Dix, what I'm showing?
Yeah. I can.
20 shocking white collar crime statistics. 2023, the state of white collar crime. Why is this important? Because we keep talking about what AI is going to do. You need to pay attention to what people are doing. Okay. In between that, because there's those wiggle rooms. White collar crimes only make up 3% of federal prosecutions. White collar crime prosecutions decreased 53% from 2011 to 2021. Now, what did they forget to count up, Dr. Dix? All that PPP.
Oh yeah,
PPP fraud.
Yeah, I was on the Department of Justice website today, and they prosecuting people left and right.
People. So they said the annual loss from white collar crime in 2021 was anywhere, like they don't even know, y'all. This is how crazy it is. They said it's anywhere from $426 billion to $1.7 trillion. The ride ranges due to lack of prosecutions.
Hold up, how you just start at 426 billion if you don't even know the damn real number?
They don't even know.
I would have said one.
This is why when y'all be like, they're scamming out here. Somebody selling a little $45 course and you mad. I can't even listen to y'all. I'd be like, do y'all see these companies taking policies out on y'all and y'all dying at work and they taking the money? Like real scams are going on in our community talking about somebody who is doing goofy. I'm like, y'all wake up. There were 4,180 white collar prosecutions in 2022. It's estimated that 90% of white collar crimes go unreported. 90%, Dr. Dix. and we got other stats. We listen, Dr. Dix. Okay, let's keep going. Let me go down. Can y'all see this? You see, they're like, oh, it's going down. Well, how do we know white collar is going down when y'all can't even prosecute all the people?
Do they
How
even
do
have
we
enough
know?
Do they even have enough prosecutors to prosecute crime? I
We
don't
don't
think they
even
even have enough.
know. Okay, let me see
Dang,
what's the
420
okay.
billion.
Let's go down here. General white collar crime. White collar crime affects 35% of U.S. businesses. 75% of all employees steal from their employer at least once. Another half of that percent is repeatedly stealing. Plus 50% of embezzlers are managers. See, when you got this is something I want y'all to talk to y'all about in another show, but when you have these template businesses or you have these franchises y'all be buying, you almost have the manager of the store running everything like it's his own. Usually, people leave like 90% of the task up to the manager, so they could do craziness without you even noticing. They said there's roughly 5,000 white collar crimes arrested for every 100,000 people in the United States. Fraud makes up 63% of white collar crime. Now, see, here's the color. Can y'all see the white collar crime? Look at the blue. The blue is fraud. Larceny is the light blue. The orange is money laundering. Racketeering, extortion, gambling. Embezzlement is the black. Good gracious. The yellow is forgery and counterfeiting. Have y'all seen the movie where the girls are get the coupon queens? Like they stole the coupons from the warehouse in Mexico and was racking up all these coupons, selling them online. And it cost all these companies billions of dollars. Well, the United States Postal Service is the one who had to get them because they were mailing the fake coupons. And so then, of course, these companies are out of billions of dollars. Guess what? The black woman got a suspended sentence, and then the white girl went to jail for maybe 2 years. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, that's all. So, identity theft, and this is why I keep telling y'all, pay attention. Some of this is these credit repair people out here doing this too, though. Identity theft complaints rose by 113% from 2019 to 2020. Look at these identity theft claims.
Wow.
It's oh my goodness.
Taking other people, putting cars and houses in other people's and dead people's name. We know how that go.
You already know. These people out here doing too much. Now let's look at the average sentence. Average month, 11 months. But the average person spends 2 months. Medium, 2 months. Fraud, 27 months. Embezzlement, average is 10 months. Most people only do 1 month. Forgery, 16 months. Average person does 12 months. Bribery, 27 months. Tax evasion, 13 months. Tax evasion is the only one strong. They're going to keep you in jail for the taxes. Money laundering, 29 months. Racketeering, 79 months. You do 51 months. Gambling, 5 months. These are months, y'all. Not years. Months. Okay? White collar criminals can face fines up to $1 million. They don't care. They're going to steal that money to get to pay it back anyway. So.
Some people go to jail and learn how to come out better. Say, man, I only did 2 years. They said next time they will give me 10. I can do 10 if I can get 10 million.
When I saw that comment, I said, man, y'all goofy balls. Y'all goofy. They had the medium age of more than half of white collar criminals are 41 to 60 years old. Old committing crime. 41 to 51. Why? Listen, Dr. Dix, why are you see the biggest number 41 to 51? What's happening 41 to 51?
You having that midlife crisis, you don't have no damn money, trying to take care of people, life catching up with you. Especially you about 60, you like, you're doing a lot of what we call it, what's the word?
AARP
recollecting. You're like, I ain't got no damn money. How you been working 30 years and all you got is $25,000 in your 401k? Because, Ericka, a lot of older people started jobs, and when HR came to talk to them about that, no, they didn't go to the meeting. They're like, man, I ain't taking no $200 out my check a month to put in no 401k. And a lot of people, that's how they messed up their pensions. Like, you were in the age of pensions was the 80s and 90s. So when these older people, my parents, my dad would have been 70, my dad would have been 75, my mom would have been 70. I see people their age still working. At my government job, humped over, like, why are you working? Somebody please tell me why you at 70 years old still working. If I'm working at 70, it's because I want to work. not because I gotta work.
I gotta get out of the house. My spouse drive me crazy. My grandkids keep trying to come over, and I ain't babysitting them. You know what I'm saying? Like there gotta be a reason.
Or working for insurance. That's it.
Man.
But you know, a lot of those older people, Eric, about to go back to work because the COVID, 1 million people lost their Medicaid because they cut out the COVID emergency. Yeah, I saw that too.
Old people going back to work. Let me see. Man, there's so much. There's so much. I can't even. This is crazy. Let me go to this one. Childcare stats. Why did I want to bring this up? Because 57% of working families spent more than $10,000 on childcare in 2020. Dr. Dix. 58% of working parents rely on childcare centers. That's about 6.3 million parents across the nation. Childcare industry in the United States is valued at $60 billion.
Oh, we can't see that. You got to stroll down.
Oh, my bad. Can y'all see now?
I see your screen, but I don't see what you're talking about. I see the.
Oh, I'm still on white collar. Hold on, let me fix it.
Okay.
My bad. Let me fix it, y'all. Let me fix it.
Dang, it's just it's such a big liability to have a daycare, though.
Oh, for sure.
60 billion. Wow.
All right. Can y'all see this? Okay. So the annual economic losses because childcare translates to $21 billion in lost tax revenue, $23 billion in lost business, and $78 billion in lost individual earnings. Okay. Now look at this. Primary care arrangements, parent, other. What's the other? Child-based centers only 11%. Home-based childcare. Them little ghetto home-based daycares where they in there fighting eating graham crackers all day. Yeah. On average,
340. Wow.
It says on average it costs $340 a week to send a child to daycare. Look at this. Nanny 16. Now these are averages, not these are averages.
$340 for them to feed your kid crappy food that all they're gonna do is sleep
and watch TV. Listen, our nephew didn't watch TV till he went to this daycare, and I looked in, and it's like they forced all the kids to this giant ass TV in there. I was like, of course they watch TV now because this is like a giant. Half the room, it's like one of those TVs you see at the casinos. You're like, where'd y'all buy this? This little hood daycare with this giant TV. It's crazy. Okay. Childcare is more likely to impact the mother's career than the father's. 20% of stay-at-home moms will enter the workforce if they had childcare assistance. Baby, y'all got to listen. This is the truth, and people don't want to tell y'all. Sister, you're gonna have to. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of y'all gonna figure out how to live on less. Less is more is what's gonna be the model for a bunch of people coming up because they can't afford. Well, I'm gonna get a higher paying job. Okay, well, what skills? What skills? Right? Like I always respect women who go become nurses and do all this stuff. Like I respect that. But 9 times out of 10, when you look at the numbers,
Wow, that's a lot of money, a lot of stress, to try to take care. Imagine you got 2 kids.
Man, y'all not ready.
I ain't got none. I ain't got none, and I ain't even ready.
Let me see.
Ooh, boy, it costs money to breed right now. You talking about taking care? You talking about taking care of a wife? You talking about taking care of a wife and 2 kids, 3 or 4 cars, paying off debt? Man, you know what? I'm gonna just stay single for a while.
Oh man, Dr. Dick, stop lying on.
I'm dead serious.
Lady came by, Dr. Come on, jumped out the chair. Hey, baby, how you doing? That's how he was talking to me.
I'm gonna look at my pockets and look at them and be like, yeah, I think I'm just going on home and play Xbox or jump on my 4-wheeler or something. This is peaceful.
Don't do that. You just gonna be working some more. And that's all. All right, let me finish this last one and we're gonna wrap it up because we've been out here for a minute. The projected gap between Social Security payouts and income received is 1.2% over the next 75 years. The average monthly disability benefit is only $1,280 a month.
Shit.
That means the income you get out of the year from Social Security is going to be $15,360. That's only half of what it takes to be officially in poverty in the United States. Where's Gam Gam living for $1,200? Where's Gam Gam living? That's why when people say buy your house young and early, they mean this. Because then by the time
1280.
you're ready, it's paid off.
You know, you got kids that a 20-year-old could work at McDonald's and make that in a week. That's 300.
Chick-fil-A. They can make $14, $15 an hour at Chick-fil-A. They can go work at Buc-ee's and make $100K a year. Buc-ee's.
But you know, I talked about this before. Everybody listening right now, listen to the replay. You can go and look at your Social Security statement and see the 10 years you paid in, and it'll tell you what you will get. You know, if your projected income. But a lot of people, somebody told me I didn't even know you could do that. I'm like, you don't go look at to see what your Medicare taxes or what you're paying. Mm-hmm. People are just so far behind.
Now, Dr. Dix, you see this, right? The states with the highest number of disability beneficiaries: California, 6 million.
We know.
Florida, 4.7 million. Listen, just because your uncle got his hand bit off by the gator, don't mean he need to get that disability. Okay. Texas, 4.4 million. We got some old gammies out here. New York, 3. Pennsylvania, then Ohio, Illinois, North Carolina. We got old people. I already know what's up. We got old people. Michigan 2, Georgia 2. Georgia surprised me with only 1.87 million. I would think a half of Atlanta be on that thing, but maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, Dr. Nix, give people the advice and tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at King of Automation. My website, the Dix Consulting Group, August 1st. I am actually getting my whole website rebuilt right now. I talked to the young lady today. We got a lot going on. Also, I will have a book coming out later this year. I am finishing editing it. It will be something you can read, you know, pretty fast. You know, I know the attention span of everybody is not the best. Mine isn't the best. And also, you can find me on LinkedIn, Dr. Patrick Dix, and also Calendly. Book me for a consultation. My schedule is a little bit more open right now, but y'all going to start to see me all over the United States talking about artificial intelligence and automation, because this is a very, very serious issue. And I'm out here to talk about it. So I want to help people prepare, and I want to help people realize what's going on, because, you know, when they said those 300 million jobs were about to go, and when you saw the executives saying, don't be afraid, that's when you need to be afraid.
For sure. Immediately, expeditiously. And what happens is a lot of people are just floating. Hey, look, what's your plan for life? Right?
Shout out to Peter for the editing.
For sure. Hey, that's what's up. I was gonna say, Nick Taylor, go find me some dumpsters. I can go. I need some dumpsters, Nick Taylor, so I can make me a dumpster business. I know you got some down there. I know you hold them hostage. Come on. Remember, Ericka, VA pays $2,000 a month for my home nurse and care. Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, the people that was in the military, they know Nick Taylor got that probably that pristine health care. Y'all know. She said, y'all lay down, get child care. Oh, that's a lot of moolah for child care. That's half people wages. Yeah. They say when you hit 40s and 50s, that's where you make your most money. Dane, I would even say that 40s and 50s, when you're not making money, it's real noticeable. It's like, oh, dang, all my friends are traveling around the world and taking cruises with their grandchildren and doing all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I can tell y'all what will really, I'll be 40 next year, and I started to see the progression of my life from everybody else when I was about 30 years old. I'll tell everybody, when you get over 35, it starts to show the progression of people that are actually doing something and the people that are not. And then the conversations are born. As you get older, life is supposed to get easier, not harder. But yeah, those dumpsters are something serious. And y'all,
Taylor, stop playing with me. Call me. No, later. Call me tomorrow.
Yeah. And maybe finding some vacant land. Y'all forgot about all these lithium batteries out these EV cars. They're gonna have to store them someplace. You have your 100 acres. You build a facility to store them. There go something else.
Well, you know, I'm probably gonna see if I can get Nick Taylor to come on, because I was gonna talk about, you know, I've been really trying hard, Dr. Dix, to talk about Black men and careers and blue collar work and what they can get done. And you know, MOT came on and talked about his military career, and I know Nick Taylor can come and probably give some great wisdom and advice as well. because they both experienced recessions and whatnot. But Dr. Dix, I'm ready. I don't know about you, but you ought to be getting a whole farm ranch down there in South Carolina for $2 in a minute here.
Hey, we working. I got the money ready. I see the that was loud. Those dumpsters don't sound bad.
I'm telling you, man, they be charging for these dumpsters, man. Listen, and you saw, Dr. Dix, what happened at the airplane, right? The black girl got sucked into the plane, and they only got to pay a fine of $14,000. Black girl. Happened in January.
This the girl from Southwest that got sucked out the Southwest plane.
Told her to pull that daggone hair back. So that's a daggone shame. Your life ain't worth more than $14,000. That's crazy. So anyway, this is Ericka Williams, Classic Clown Blog, Dr. Dix, King of Automation. Thank you guys for coming through. We always like to talk about getting that education. And Dr. Dix, I've seen so many. Did I tell you about that before we leave? There's a thing called course something. Not Course Careers. That's for tech stuff. But there's another thing where it has courses, right? You can take all these certificates and online courses from Wharton School of Business, all these different colleges. I was like, let me call Dr. Dix on that, but that'll be our next show.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too, in October, I am working on creating training to where you're gonna be able to go to my website, and I'm gonna do like training too, because a lot of people still don't know what artificial intelligence and automation is. I am working on creating the presentation to where you're gonna be able to book it. It might be 25 of y'all. We're thinking about 90 minutes on a Saturday. Bam. So we have that in the works too. If people don't have it, I'm gonna create it and bring it to the masses. That's how we're doing right now.
Ain't nothing. Listen, the game is to be sold, not told. Yep. You already know what time it is. All right, you guys. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Clown Blog. Thank you, Dr. Dix, for spending your time with me tonight. And you guys, we'll see you guys soon. They be calling us the Doom Twins. I don't know why they do us like that, but anyway, you guys, this is your girl Ericka. Classy Clown Blog. Have a great evening. Thanks, Dr. Dix.
Y'all have a good one too.